We are not professing to tell you the complete story of these activities. We are professing to tell you the complete story that we know.
A new world order.
These records...
Obama and Putin discuss Syria. Essential difference over Assad remains. Russia and the United States agreed on Monday to look for a diplomatic end to the Syrian civil war, but clashed over the central question of whether Syrian President Bashar al-Assad should retain power. And this is at the UN General Assembly. It celebrates its 70th anniversary next month, October 24th. And go check out the Bible. Look at when it says 70 years. It's a very interesting study. If you just go and look at the times 70 years is mentioned and the context. And over on the Mark 13 Records YouTube channel, I have about 5 videos up from the UN General Assembly from the Reuters YouTube channel. And it says, Xi says China will never pursue hegemony. Rouhani says Iran ready to help bring democracy to Syria. And Obama says ready to work with Iran, Russia to end Syrian conflict. And Putin says huge mistake not to work with Assad's forces. And then Obama and Putin share a toast. So there you have it again, the Obama versus Putin deception. What's really going on here? Well, that's real simple and easy to figure out. It's just like algebra. All these things are part of a problem, and they lead up to an equal sign, and on the other end of that is a one-world system. But that one-world system will not emerge until Satan and his angels are cast out of heaven. That's that fourth beast in Daniel chapter 7. You got to have that supernatural ingredient and the 10 horns before the 7-headed beast with the 10 horns, the one-world government, emerges from the sea, which is symbolic of peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. God's using symbolism there to get your attention. He's talking about a one-world government. There are 7 continents on the planet, okay? And it's talking about 7 dominions, 7 mountains. God even interprets what that means for you in the 17th chapter of Revelation, but we're not quite there yet. But watch, because it is formulating. And as Christ said in the Gospels, when you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be. But the end is not yet. Now think about that statement. What's he saying there? As long as there's wars and rumors of wars, we're not in the end yet. But when it's peace and safety, when they cry peace and safety, in other words, when there's a one-world government, then the end is upon us. That's when the 5 months begin, with a de facto one-world system. And also on the Reuters World News Wire, Afghan Taliban seize Kunduz city center in landmark gain. And now listen to this, bearing in mind what I just said. Countries pledge 40,000 UN peacekeepers at UN summit. Now let's look at what this article says. What is this talking about? It says Obama announced on Monday more than 50 countries have pledged some 40,000 peacekeepers, peace, 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 when they cry peace and safety, watch out, for possible deployment on United Nations missions, as well as helicopters, medical units, and training and equipment to deal with roadside bombs. Obama chaired a summit of world leaders at the United Nations to garner commitments to boost the capacity and capabilities of UN peacekeeping and to allow the world body to deploy forces more rapidly if a new operation is created. Our goal should be to make every new peace operation more efficient and more effective than the last, Obama said. The U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Samantha Power, said in addition to some 40,000 new troops and police, more than 50 countries have pledged to provide more than 40 helicopters, 15 military engineering companies, and 10 field hospitals. China made one of the biggest commitments. President Xi Jinping pledged to set up a permanent peacekeeping police squad and build a peacekeeping standby force of 8,000 troops. Also, there's a Peru volcano eruption, another volcano. How many volcanoes is that? Have you noticed how many volcanoes have been erupting lately? So that's something to watch too. And What else do we have here on the news wire? At UN, Castro says U.S. must end embargo to have normal Cuba ties. And Britain to host China's Xi Jinping on first state visit. Down here at the bottom, we have Asia shares hit 3.5-year lows on China anxiety, Europe to follow. Does that sound familiar? 3.5 years. Asian shares skidded to 3.5-year lows, and the dollar sagged on Tuesday, pulled down by sharp losses on Wall Street after weak Chinese data rekindled worries about its fragile economy. That should get your attention. 3.5 years. That's 42 months. Go do a Bible study on that as well. But it's not going to be 2 3.5-year periods anymore. A week of years, as it's written in the book of Daniel, we know that the time has been shortened. That's what Christ said. It has been shortened for the elect's sake. Those days have been shortened, or else no flesh should be saved. And what was it shortened to? We know that from Revelation chapter 9, 5 months. And what else did Christ say in Mark 13? In the last verse, he said, "What I say unto you, I say unto all." That's talking to you. There's no getting out of that. That's directly speaking to you, me, everybody. What I say unto you, I say unto all. Watch.